Alright guys, it's TyranitarTube, and what sucks about Gen 7? I feel like Gen 7 has the biggest fan base of the newer games. This one's gonna get some angry people at me. So of course, shank that like button. This is how it goes. I'm gonna give you some of my takes on what I don't like about Gen 7, but I'm also gonna look at a list. And it's gonna tell us what other people don't like about Gen 7. We're gonna get to the bottom of what's bad about it and what's good about it. Alright guys, so before we move on, let me get the obvious ones out of the way since everyone's thinking this and we want to get into the fun topics. And the first one is no post game. There's a bit of a better post game in Ultra Sun and Moon with all the extra legendaries you can get in the Ultra Beast worlds, especially after something as grand as the Delta episode and Auras remakes. They didn't really put much effort into Sun and Moon, and they did give us the Rainbow Rocket episode, which was pretty good. It hit a good nostalgic point for a lot of people, Giovanni getting to have his Mewtwo now, so I'll give you the pass on that. The second thing is the hand holding. How easy it is to gain experience, how the XP share gives everyone in your party experience, and how the game tells you where to go. You don't really explore the region, you're just flipping the pages of where they're telling you to go, and it's not as fun as actually not knowing where to go and uncovering it yourself and actually playing a game. Misty, the second gym leader in Gen 1, had level 20 Pokemon, and I have memories of losing to her. I have to train and make sure I can overcome her, then training to fight Blue when you go up to the bridge. Always trying to train your team as much as possible in every route so that you can stand up, make use of all the trainers, and stay on top of the game. Because of the grind you put in, you feel like there can't be any trainer that can beat you. Misty has level 20 Pokemon. She's the second gym leader. Kahuna Hala has like a level 12 Mankey. He's one of the 4 Kahunas. It just doesn't add up. It's not a good game when we don't have hurdles to overcome. We train our Pokemon to have fun battles, but there are no fun battles. It's like cutscene battles, where you just fight them for the sake of the story progressing rather than actually the combat. And the third thing is the cutscenes. This one doesn't bother me that much. I don't care. I'm reading the dialogue, but it is sucky that everywhere you go, it pauses and then it zooms into Lillie and she has a couple things to say, but that one really isn't bad. I don't think that makes it or breaks it for Gen 7 at all, so I'll give that a pass. A fourth one, maybe the expressions. Oh, this one actually is a big one. When the totems pop up, your character is smiling at Lurantis, it doesn't feel good. It pisses me off. I'll mention this later in the video, but inherently changing gym battles to totems is not a bad thing, but they make it totems and then they make the cutscene freaking crap with the character not caring. That doesn't make it or break it either. But now that we have those 4 out of the way, think to yourself, what sucks about Gen 7? And let's try to get to the bottom of what specifics about it don't linger properly with us and we wanted it done a bit better. All right, go on. Oh, oh god, I just want to criticize it. I don't want to get into the territory of people who have terrible opinions, but alright, fine. Graphics, nothing different other than actual size NPC models, and this is why Heart Gold and Soul Silver suck.
They're just Diamond and Pearl again. Who wanted the same graphics?
I want to see this man's opinion for why Auras sucks. He's gonna be, Auras is the best game ever. Let's talk about graphics. Graphics are fine in Sun and Moon. Here's one thing I'll say. For the graphics, 3D models were cool. It was Pokemon Coliseum. We finally caught up with Coliseum again in handheld. But this is what I want to say. You know in Pokemon games, in Pokemon Gold and Silver, Suicune, and all the Pokemon have a certain sprite. In Crystal, it's a different sprite. It makes you feel like it's a different game, just a different vibe. In Ruby and Sapphire, different sprite. Emerald, different sprite. Same thing with Leaf Green and Fire Red. Then you move to Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl, different sprite. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, different sprite. Platinum, different sprite. It's one of the coolest things ever. Just to have different poses. Lugia's hugging you in one. Mewtwo looks badass in the red and blue sprite and it looks different. Like, it gives such Pokemon vibes. That's like an established Pokemon feel. That Pokemon look different in different games. Why don't they look different since 3D is introduced? They made these models in like 2012 probably for X and Y, and they just stuck with them. No different pose. We can have all these poses for Gen 6, you know, the Snorlax that finally got up and all that, but the moment you went to Auras, or fine, I'll give you Auras, the moment you went to Sun and Moon, Snorlax should be like a French girl posing on the ground. Everyone should have different models. Like, that'd be so exciting to run into them then. This is why I hate Gen 7. They get rid of gym battles, but I praise them with totem challenges. Fair opinion. Gyms, Ultra Sun and Moon did it much better. The freaking totems are tough in that. The totems sucked in Sun and Moon. They were just very fast, very easy to get through. Not only that, but the Mega Stones are neglected until the post game. In their spots are Z moves, special attacks used during battle thanks to the power of the Z crystals. I really want to know from you guys, how many of you guys really like Z moves? Because I didn't really like them That's me saying it as kindly as possible. They have such long animations that I don't want to use them, even in the extreme randomizer. When my butt is against the wall and I need to do the best plays at every moment, I don't want to use the Z move because the animation is so long. I keep forgetting it's there. I think Z moves could have been done better in some sort of way. The whole point of Z moves was for something marketable. They wanted the bracelet, they wanted it to look all cool, like Power Ranger Z. I'm not hating, because Pokemon's really smart for having done that. But in-game Z moves didn't really work out that well.
One of the biggest gimmicks is Alolan Kanto Pokemon. They're Kanto Pokemon with different typing, shape, and color. I know Game Freak likes to promote and reminisce Gen 1 in later games, but they got rid of and changed what made Gen 1 Pokemon amazing.
Oh my god, this dude's dumb. This dude's dumb. I don't even care if that's an opinion. Your opinion's wrong. Alolan Pokemon is one of the greatest things to ever come out of Pokemon. Them finally acknowledging old Pokemon in a better way, bringing them back. You're saying they ruined Gen 1, but oh, you're a Gen 1er, man. And you know what Game Freak likes to promote and reminisce Gen 1? You a Gen 1er, saying don't touch the freaking Gen 1 Pokemon. They really try to do Alolan forms right. Like even the Ken Sugimori artwork, he drew it in the exact same pose. He really tried to give you the same feels like this Pokemon has always existed. You primed us so that our favorite take on Legendaries is a Pokemon standing there. Mewtwo standing there, Lugia standing there. Even like in Platinum, when you went to catch Dialga and Palkia in the post game, that sucked. That you just talk to a portal and Palkia appears. I didn't like that at all. They did the same thing in Gen 7 with the Tapus and then the Ultra Beast like talking to the statue and the Tapu comes out instead of like Tapu Lillie standing there. I don't understand why they don't do it. They even have the models already. Tapu Lillie's model exists. You've made all the models already. I don't know why you couldn't just put it there. It don't look like people got like actual good takes on what's bad about Gen 7. So I'm just gonna have to give you my own opinion. It's not a Gen 7 thing, but I already made a video on this. I hated that they showed every single thing in the game in Gen 7. They became a PokeTuber when they're making the trailers for Gen 7. They clickbaited everything, and they made it seem like there'd be cutscenes with Hao and Tapu Koko and his grandpa. They made it seem like some mad stuff would happen. That was the only cutscene in the game. They actually dictionary clickbaited people. What's the point of making a trailer with the best parts? You make a trailer to hype up the game, which should have even greater parts. Okay, I just read through this whole thing. Here's my take. And feel free to tell me your side of this in the comments below. One of the biggest things in Gen 7 Game Freak is y'all cheated with that story. First off, the story, I'm not gonna talk about the actual story itself, but that ending with Lillie going to Kanto is the cheapest thing in the world. That is not the actual ending to the story. Whenever I'm watching a show and they for no reason throw in a sad ending that you know should not be the ending, that is cheap. Like a dog dying at the end of a show. Get the hell out of here trying to get, because you know the shows that people are closest to most are the ones you feel sad about at the end, that either you want the journey to keep going or it's a sad ending, and it's the cheapest emotion to get people to like your story. It's so cheap. I'm a part of this too. You can see episode 50 or 51 where I see that ending of Sun and Moon and I'm choked up. I'm like, damn man, that's really sad. Like, damn, don't go. In the back of my head while that was happening, I'm like, damn, this is really sad, but I know this is cheap. If you're a good story writer, you don't need a cheap ending like that. And you know when someone had something planned or not. Sun and Moon is a bad ending. Everything about Sun and Moon is a bad ending. What is good about the ending that Hao is sitting on a rock saying how he likes Lillie and she's gone and that's the ending? The entire thing is a bad ending. Lillie's going on a boat to Kanto to save her mom. Your mom is not getting saved. And you took a boat. You took a cruise. That's gonna take like 17 months to get to Kanto. You couldn't even take an airplane? Dude, there's airplanes in Gen 5. You could have taken an airplane. You could have taken a helicopter or something. Dude, she took a cruise. She took a luxury cruise to Kanto to get there in freaking 12 months to save her mom. I'm telling you, your mom's not being saved. Sun and Moon is the bad ending. What was the point of Lillie leaving? What type of ending is that? She has her cool arc with her mom. She stands up to her. She gets her own power that way. Finally save the world. We stop her mom and then she leaves. And one of the biggest reason Lillie's leaving hurts a lot is because she exists for the whole game. You hear her theme again and again. She pops up, you get to see her grow, and then she leaves. She ain't no Goku. You're not the centerpiece of the story. You can't just leave. That's not the actual ending. I'm telling you, that's not the ending they intended when they wrote the story. They didn't even know what the ending was gonna be. They just made her leave at the end with Lusamine. We're gonna write in this tidbit to Kanto, say how she's gonna go meet Bill. Man, you don't care about Bill. You just wanted to write a cheap-ass ending. And then let's talk about Ultra Sun and Moon. That's not actually a reason why Gen 7 sucks. I just wanted to say that ending was guaranteed a cheap ending that you suck at writing for doing. Everyone who's sad that Lillie left, you have a reason to be. That was a sad ending, but it's a cheap ending. And then can we just talk about, like, in Ultra Sun and Moon, Lusamine is just as crazy. She freezes Pokemon. She still has her psychotic plan of trying to merge with Nihilego. And in the middle of nowhere, it gets cut off and she just starts joining the good side. And then she gets no repercussion. She's just on the good side out of nowhere. She just comes out of a portal with Guzma and then she's alive. We fight Rainbow Rocket with Lillie and Lusamine's there. It feels like in Ultra Sun and Moon that the first half of the game doesn't make sense. Lillie doesn't even get her standing up to her mother moment in Ultra Space. The story just cuts in half and then they change the other half of the story. They really hold Gen 7. They didn't give people who are fan of Gen 7 the proper justice. There are actual people who are proper fans of Gen 7. And it's not fair that this is the game that they've built attachment to and they like these characters that you didn't even properly do. Alright, I'm still editing, but let me say, guys, why does she even give us her Solgaleo? You see how sad they made it out that she has to part with it? Even in the end screen, it shows a cute picture with her and her Solgaleo or her Lunala. Why does she even leave? Why does she even depart with it? You go to the other world and get a baby Cosmog anyway. She should have kept that Solgaleo. It should have been like Hop getting Zamazenta. That's her. I'm telling you, she has no reason to let go of it. Why would you let go of your best friend? Just so we can join my party. That Solgaleo has no connection to me. It makes no sense you even catch the Solgaleo. You know why they made you catch it? Because it's a Pokemon game and you're supposed to catch the main legendary. They couldn't write it well enough to where she keeps that Solgaleo and you get the other one from another world or anything like that. That's so bull. She took a freaking bow? Let's see, what do other people not like? Oh. Ultra Megalopolis. This one's too easy. This one's too easy a point to make. Route 1 was probably bigger than Ultra Megalopolis. How is there nothing to do? The Distortion World. Y'all looked at the Distortion World, took notes. It's like you get to Ultra Megalopolis and you're like, yo, this is it. This is the start of it all. And there's nothing. You make it to Ultra Necrozma. Where's the ride? That was the ride.
Dad, when do we get to the ride?
This is the ride!
You don't really get to explore this other humanity that exists in a different dimension. That's infinite potential right there. There's a whole dimension. There's a whole Distortion World like place where there's people living. They put so much thought into the Ultra Recon squad. Like they have these suits, they can't stand sunlight. Necrozma's had already tormented their world. All this lore, all this build up, and you can't really interact with anything there, and they don't really do much. And then they talk about how, hey, take my pet Solgaleo and go to the other Ultra Worlds. They make it so easy. If it was so easy, why didn't anyone do it at all? Why didn't they make it so that they didn't have proper control to cross over worlds? And in the post game, after all the Ultra Necrozma stuff, you go back to the Ultra Megalopolis, you can interact with everything, and there's a little arc where you meet the little girl and the dude, and they're like, hey, there's the legendary Pokemon Solgaleo somewhere in this world. I think we have to go north, but that territory is dangerous. The path finally opens up. You go north, and there's all this messed up journey you can do, and you get Solgaleo at the end, and then you unlock all the legendaries where you can ride Solgaleo and go to all the Ultra Worlds. To talk about something really good, Ultra Necrozma was really good in Ultra Sun and Moon. That's one of my favorite things ever. That theme, the concept of Necrozma. He's just fallen. He needs to absorb Solgaleo and Lunala and gets back to his normal form. That's his normal form, but he's always degrading because he keeps losing sunlight. But that's what he really looked like. He's big. His theme is freaking 10 out of 10. Yeah, he's the first actual boss battle. The first 6 gens never did that. They did something even Kanto never pulled off with an actual boss battle that I'd always wanted in Pokemon. All the stats are up by 1. Everyone died to him at least once. And then even that after you beat him, you're going on your journey and he fell like a meteor inside Mount Lanakila, and you just see him there falling and you get to capture him level 60. That section there gave me strong Pokemon vibes. Alright, last point. There's a lot of people here saying that they lost interest halfway through playing Sun and Moon, which was something I was hoping people wouldn't say, but I know why. And it's because the writers didn't respect the story. They wrote the entire game like it's a summary, and they had a really good god tier concept. Come on, Ultra Beasts, parallel worlds, Lusamine merging with an Ultra Beast, your rival being the grandson of someone who has a legendary, 4 trainers having legendaries, your other rival being the son of the big evil villain, 2 evil teams, and a plot twist that one isn't actually bad. You remember the feel you got from the first Team Skull trailer? That beat kicked in and it felt like some next god tier vibes coming in Gen 7. Whoever wrote down the base story for Sun and Moon had something created that would surpass Sinnoh. Whoever took that good story and presented it in a way where they couldn't hype up the best parts, where they did little with every single thing I just mentioned here, needs to be punched in the face. Whatever, dude. Anything for content, you know what I mean? It's a game. Anything you can do to create content, anywhere you can pull out and make an arc, make a little post-game story is just so gold. Imagine in the post-game, instead Bill came here, and if you know how to mess with the mind and bodies of 2 things and put them together, and so he knows how to do it in reverse. Imagine Lusamine can't let go of the Nihilego, so he needs your help. So since he knows mind stuff, he sends you and Lillie into Lusamine's mind. It's all corrupted, there's Nihilegos everywhere. You fight them and make it to the end. Takes like 30 minutes or an hour of gameplay. There's Lusamine in her mind at the end. You fight her, Lillie's just with you to call out to her. She's liberated. Now you got out of her mind and she's freed. She's let go of the Nihilego, she's cured. Just arcs. All in all, Gen 7 were good games, but they deserved so much more. They deserve to be fleshed out so much more, and they were probably super rushed. Even though they took a whole year off to make it, it was still super rushed. Even the idea of sacrificing gym battles for totems isn't bad, but they didn't do it properly, so people are mad at it. Anyhow, that's it. Hopefully I have better luck with making a list on Gen 6, because I was all over the place for this video. But no one actually had a proper take on stuff I could criticize. I had to think in my own mind. Shank that like button. Let me know where you disagree, and rightfully so, you should disagree and tell me a better idea. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.
This the sound of my alchemy, the greatest success for all those who fell for me. I always respect the friends who wish well for me and live until the end and die. All time will tell for me, but I ain't going anywhere, believe me. And I'll be flowing everywhere you see me. When will